Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online 23rd Century Starfleet campaign. The Dominion is back, and they've taken Deep Space Nine. So we're going to beam down to Bajor and try to figure out a plan to retake Deep Space Nine. And the commander is at the Starfleet base. Now, if this map looks familiar, it's because we have been here before. Kind of briefly, but we've been here. That's actually a good idea that that player has. Yeah, as you can see, the frosted boots cause us to lose traction. So going around corners, it's a good idea to turn them off.
Time is short.
And this will be our base of operations while we work to retake DS9. However, this is the Bajoran homeworld, and we are only guests here. Bajor is part of the Federation. So yeah, we need to calm some of the civilians down while getting ready to retake DS9.
How can I help you? Do you need something?
Now, there's two goals for pretty much every set of missions that you'll get on this main mission here. I usually do the class-specific ones, like Science, Walking Wounded.
I'm here to help.
So we'll turn on our frosted boots, remembering to turn them back off when we round corners. And we just need to escort this DS9 crew member to sickbay. Or to the infirmary. I wonder if you can keep up with me while I have frosted boots on. That would be rather amusing. No, we can't. Okay, so that's one. So yeah, Bajor is full of these exploration missions. But you do get to look at the nice architecture and landscaping. I don't know why you can't take 3 officers at one time. They did a really nice job in making this almost like a living city. They've got NPCs walking around everywhere. They've got a day and night cycle. They've got vendors kind of selling their wares. I guess I could give you a bit of a background on the Bajoran people. They're very spiritual. They view the prophets not so much as gods, but spiritual advisors for the most part. Some might view them as gods. Very few Bajorans actually get to talk to the prophets, but quite a few of them, in fact most of them, still pray to them at these temples. And the prophets don't actually have corporeal bodies. They're just... they exist mainly as energy. And the reason why they took different forms, as we saw when we interacted with the Orb of the Prophets, is because they take the form of whatever you can perceive them as. So we interacted with some of the major characters in the game, like they took the form of Valkel Shan, because we've seen him before. And he took the form of Hassan and a couple of other major characters that we've run into. So that's why they were talking to us. And the prophets, every so often they'll choose either a Bajoran or sometimes humans, and maybe even other species, as emissaries. And they basically will kind of be almost like a voice for the prophets. Anyway, that completes Walking Wounded. And we get an accolade, which is always nice. Dr. Jarell Cav.
I'm here to help.
And we have 2 more options, studying soldiers and contemplating captains. I usually do studying soldiers because it's a bit of an easier challenge, but we'll try contemplating captains, which will pit us against a changeling. And both of these programs are against Dominion opponents in ground combat.
I'm here to help.
Now, first we have to find the changeling. And we do that by scanning them using these quantum stasis fields. It's usually this crate. Yep. I knew it. And strangely enough, even though this is just a holodeck, you can still capture this changeling and hand it in. It's very strange the way these holodecks work. And we'll capture the changeling. And we'll end the simulation.
I'm here to help.
And then we get the same thing, but basically in space. There's small starships and large starships. I think Fleet Findings is the small one. Yeah, we'll take that one.
I'm here to help.
That holodeck is loud. There's a bunch of Jem'Hadar fighters. Now, the reason why I like these Callisto light escorts so much is because all of their Big attacks are area of effect. And that Jem'Hadar attack ship is just going to get chewed up. Now when you're in a carrier, it's generally a good idea to stay close to your fighters if possible. That way they can take the aggro off you if needed. And they're also close enough to support you. And that's it for the small craft training. At this point, we're about halfway done this mission.
Here, do you need something?
Okay, so that does it for this base. However, Colonel Kobos Pol of the militia, the Bajoran militia, has been asking for assistance.
I'm here to help.
I'm guessing that has to do with Starfleet's interference. So he's got about 2 to 3 missions for us.
We have a situation here.
Yeah, he's trying to keep the peace here on Bajor. This whole thing is very, very bad for Bajor, especially after the last Dominion War. So let's go with religious requirements. So we need to find a way to soothe people here in the city. And people are kind of getting worried that it's going to be the occupation of Bajor and another Dominion War all over again. So people take solace in the temple, so hopefully we can find something there to help them.
I follow the will of the prophets.
Yeah, the loss of Deep Space Nine is reminding people dark days of the occupation and the Dominion War.
The people of this city need to remember that the prophets are watching over them, and that everything that has happened is all a part of their great plan. I've been going through some of our texts to try to find a way to explain the will of the prophets, but there are many books, and I must prepare my sermon for the next service. Perhaps you can think of something we can do to restore faith in the prophets. Please, use my books. You may find something in one of them that will soothe my people's troubled hearts.
Now, there are a lot of books, and they're Most of them are quite long. I highly doubt death chants are going to help. I do know which book will help. Observations for the Gratitude Festival. As it's a happy occasion that most Bajorans observe. Soothing scent of Bajorant leaves. People smell Bajorant incense, they know that the prophets are watching over them. And now we have to run all over Bajor, or at least all over the city of Hathon, and light these incense burners. But thanks to the power of these frosted boots, that shouldn't take very long. Now, if this is your first time doing this mission, just look for a whole bunch of candles. Everything is highlighted on the map, however the map can be quite chaotic. So if you just explore around the city looking for a whole bunch of these candles, if you're doing this particular mission, you shouldn't have a problem finding these incense burners. Now, the reason I didn't read all of the books in the temple is because that would take an extremely long time, and it would probably bore most of you. I know it would bore me. It doesn't add much to the mission. Although it does give you insight into the Bajoran people, so if you are interested in Star Trek lore, then by all means read the books. Just remember to read the Gratitude Festival one last. Because as soon as you read the Gratitude Festival one, all of the other books become unavailable to read. Okay, we've done that mission. See, even he's calmed down by the smell of Bajorant leaves. And we will petition the prophets. And we are allowed to access the Orb of Prophecy and change. And we'll use said orb.
You are not grateful. We saved Bajor at the Cisco's insistence. It cost him dearly.
We moved the fleet, but we needed to put it back.
A hand that remains closed
ceases to be a hand.
The fleet needs to exist, as you must return.
Well, that was slightly confusing. However, I guess the prophets couldn't hold the fleet in limbo forever. So now we know why that Dominion fleet is invading DS9. Because they had orders from the previous war, and as far as they know, the war is still going on.
Peace and quiet. That's what we need.
And this is the last part of this mission. I think there are one, maybe two more small missions. Where's Captain Kurland?
Give me a sit rep.
Okay, he's aboard the Defiant.
I have new orders for you.
And is there anything else we need to do? Okay, so we need to try to see if anything is coming from Deep Space Nine. The last mission for this, well, mission, Subspace Spy Works.
I have new orders for you.
This is a bit of a puzzle in itself. We need to find the right frequency. Now if we just do this, then we don't get any signal. So we just basically scan through all of these frequencies until we get a green one. And a lot of these actually contain little Easter eggs.
Davo!
Like that. And you can hunt for all the Easter eggs if you like. I'm not going to, because that would be quite a significant waste of time. We just contacted Ops, so you'd think that would give away our position, but it doesn't. Now we're looking for a private network. Nope, that's Ops. There we go, private network 5492. Oh, it's Hadron. Yeah, we were the guy that was trying to get the Deferi ambassador that holosuite appointment. So let's see if he can tell us anything about the Jem'Hadar situation. Yeah, the Jem'Hadar don't eat or drink anything, they just need Ketracel White. And the Vorta don't really eat or drink anything either. Well, they do eat or drink stuff, but they are very picky in what they like. It's not very good business for a bar. Okay, so the Jem'Hadar Alpha, which is like a Jem'Hadar First, is called Karu Khan. The Vorta is named Loris. So they think the Dominion War is still going on. And they're looking for one of the founders. Hopefully we can get to them before they get desperate. And we'll keep in touch with Hadron. So yeah, the Dominion are still looking for the founder, and they think the war is still going on. Okay, there is one more mission. We need to contact Deep Space Nine and see if they're willing to negotiate. I don't think they are. Because, I mean, they have the station. What do they need us for? Well, they are looking for a founder. Maybe we can use that angle. Yeah, let's let Kurlan do the talking.
Who is this? What do you want?
Let's not be so hasty, Karu-Khan. They obviously went to a great deal of trouble to contact us. I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine. How can I help you?
Thank you for agreeing to talk, Loris. I am Captain James Kurland of the Federation Space Station Deep Space Nine. It is my hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Of course, Captain. You want your station back. But this is a war, and your station is my prize.
I know this will be hard for you to accept, but there is no war. It's been over for decades. Your fleet was diverted when you attempted to pass through the wormhole. The Prophets... There is a great deal we have to explain, but please understand, we are not your enemies.
I am not a fool, Captain. We have reviewed the records in DS9's databanks. Why should I believe this fantasy of prophets and time travel? Show me proof that what you say is true.
Well, we get 3 options. And we do have a treaty that's with the Dominion and Starfleet, as well as the other major powers. So let's try that. The Dominion signed a treaty with the Allied forces of the Alpha Quadrant that ended the war that you're continuing to fight. So let's discuss the details of the Treaty of Bajor.
The treaty that ended the Dominion War was signed by representatives from the Allied forces and the Dominion on Deep Space Nine. This treaty established the end of the occupation of Cardassian space by the Dominion and the Breen. In addition, the Dominion agreed to immediately withdraw all ships and personnel to the Gamma Quadrant.
You have a document, Captain. I have a fleet. And control of your station. I haven't heard anything yet that would persuade me to surrender DS9.
Well, she does make a good point. Now, she doesn't answer to the other Vorta, and especially not the other Jem'Hadar. And I don't think threatening her would really solve anything. However, she is still loyal to the Founders, so maybe if we show that a Founder was involved in crafting the treaty, that might help.
If one of the gods was involved in the creation of this treaty, then I would be compelled to honor it. However, I do not see this Founder. Where are they? If you truly had the Founder's support, one would be standing at your side.
I don't think there's anything we could do to convince them to leave DS9.
Enough! I will consider your arguments carefully, but you must understand that I am under orders as well. The Founders gave me specific instructions before I left the Gamma Quadrant. I accept that may have been many years ago. Nevertheless, mere time cannot countermand the commands of the gods. We are attempting to contact the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. As of yet, we have been unsuccessful. Until I speak to a Founder and receive new orders, we will remain here. Deep Space Nine belongs to the Dominion.
I suppose there's nothing we can do. Let's return to Commander. Yep, we have to retake DS9. And this is the second part of the Jem'Hadar set. The armor. And that begins the next mission, Operation Gamma.
Kara Khan's ships are guarding the wormhole, so access is limited. A small craft like a shuttle or fighter might be able to slip through the blockade, so leave your starship here at Bajor. Commander Samuel Winters is here, and he's one of the best shuttle pilots I know. I recommend you bring him along. The war is over, but Loris and Kara Khan won't believe it unless they hear it from someone they trust.
Kane will beam up to the ship. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode, and thanks for watching.